What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel tonight. It is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. This is your official NXT review and results for tonight's show. I was hoping that tonight's show would be a new week of NXT tapings. It was not. We got matches that were great tonight. It was a great 1-hour episode of NXT. But it was actually taped from the night before NXT TakeOver in Houston for War Games. This was in San Antonio, and WWE had the cameras turned on for the live event that took place in San Antonio the night before NXT TakeOver War Games. During that night, we seen Adam Cole and Drew McIntyre. Obviously, we didn't see that match tonight on NXT, being that match was for the NXT Championship with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. We've pretty much seen the rest of what they filmed during that specific show down in San Antonio, and we're going to go over all that today right here on the show. But being that there was no real storyline progression, we will pick that back up next week, as right now, as I'm recording this, NXT is actually taping for the entire month of December. So there are spoilers going on right now. I will not be talking about them. I will not be going over them. If you guys want to go look at them on the dirt sheets, you are more than welcome to on your own time. But starting next week, we will finally get storyline progression building towards NXT TakeOver in Philadelphia on January 27th. So tonight was no real storyline progression. It was just a full hour of great wrestling action. But I do have some news for you coming out of the NXT brand that I want to go over with you guys tonight. Specifically, two pieces of information. One having to do with Drew McIntyre, and two, Edge has very, very big praise for Patrick Clark, the Velveteen Dream. Edge and Christian reviewed Survivor Series weekend on a recent edition of their Edge and Christian podcast, The Pod of Awesomeness. During their review, they spoke about the match at NXT TakeOver War Games between Aleister Black and the Velveteen Dream. Edge was impressed, very impressed, with Patrick Clark, the Velveteen Dream. This is what Edge had to say about Patrick Clark, and I quote, "I hadn't seen much of the Velveteen Dream, but I watched him and Aleister Black. That kid has been working 3 years. For 3 years to be where he is at right now, that is incredible. He's found a character, he's fully committed to it, it's parts Rick Rude, it's parts Prince, and it's part fun. I really enjoyed that. He's going to be a player. It was really fun to watch. It was a fun match, and I thought there was a lot of cool false finishes, and like I said, for 3 years, he is going to be a good one." End quote. Patrick Clark made his wrestling debut in October of 2014. He is only 22 years old. It just goes to show you how good he really is and how much room he still has to grow as he gets more experience with NXT. Certainly seems like the Velveteen Dream. I said initially, and I cast him off as someone who has a very small ceiling with a gimmick like that. I look at Patrick Clark now, and I feel like if he was promoted to the main roster, they would completely fuck up everything that he's worked so hard for. A gimmick like that has a very small shelf life on the main roster because they don't understand it. They don't like it. For whatever reason, they want to change it, and they want to put their own spin on it, and next thing you know, he'll be in fucking comedy segments with Tyler Breeze and Fandango on the Fashion Files with the Ascension. It's ridiculous. He does have a very high ceiling. And I said this in my review of NXT TakeOver War Games. The reason why I have grown to love Patrick Clark and his act so much after immediately casting it off, because I seen that gimmick and I felt like it would be nothing more than an NXT gimmick, but he has completely changed my mind. The Velveteen Dream has completely changed my mind, and I agree with Edge. He does have a very high ceiling. He lives the gimmick. You know he's been putting in work to play that role that perfect. The mannerisms, the body language. It is part Rick Rude. It is part Prince. It's just great. It's fun. It really is fun. And the guy can fucking wrestle. You know, for 22 years old, imagine what he's going to be in 2, 3, 4 years from now. Not even 30. He's got all of his 20s to not even be in his prime yet. His ceiling is so high just based on his age. From what we've seen with Aleister Black at TakeOver War Games, if that isn't an indication that Patrick Clark is going to be a major player for WWE, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. He's got that gimmick down perfectly. It's flamboyant. It's fun. It makes me smile because I see the hard work that he puts into it, and he's aggressive. He really is aggressive. And he's got one of the prettiest elbow drops in the business right now. That Purple Rainmaker elbow drop. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I agree with Edge wholeheartedly on the Velveteen Dream, and I can't wait to see what they do with him following this feud with Aleister Black. The ceiling is indeed very high for the Velveteen Dream. Drew McIntyre, we finally have an injury update and a return estimate for Drew McIntyre. Earlier this month, Saturday, November 18th, 2017 to be exact, WWE had NXT TakeOver War Games, which many are saying was one of the best TakeOver events that the brand has ever produced. However, another talent went down with injury. In the main event, NXT champion, then NXT champion, I should say, Drew McIntyre dropped his title to Andrade Cien Almas in what looked to be a botched DDT move as McIntyre continued to hold on to the top rope as he went down with the move from Andrade. It was originally feared that the former IC champion may have suffered a torn bicep. After the match, McIntyre was assisted to the backstage locker room area and was attended to by a trainer, and he was favoring his left arm the entire time. During a post-event interview with Kathy Kelly of WWE.com, it was revealed by Triple H that it was indeed a torn bicep and everything that they had initially feared. Even former WWE superstar Taz, who took to Twitter immediately when he watched the event live as it happened, knew, by the way the move was executed, that McIntyre had probably torn a bicep going down from that DDT. Now, it was believed, this is according to PW Insider, and Dave Meltzer was actually reporting this as well, it was believed that McIntyre was going to be called up to the main roster following that loss anyway. So he would have never even gotten a shot to redeem himself against Andrade Cien Almas. They were going to give the title to Almas because they built up Almas so much, with so much momentum underneath him, that it would have been a waste if he lost that match. McIntyre, we all know, is ready for the main roster. I mean, you can look at him and you can see him work in NXT, and you know he didn't even need NXT to get ready for the main roster. He should have went right to SmackDown Live, but WWE wanted to do the right thing and get him familiar with the WWE way again, and get him familiar with the WWE product again and the way television is handled in WWE. And they wanted him to probably work with some pretty darn good talent down there before going on up to the big leagues. But the thing with McIntyre is, if you didn't think he was ready for the main roster, you could just look at him and tell he's ready for the main roster. The guy is so much larger than everybody that he worked with in NXT. He's towering over everybody. You know, Adam Cole and all of Undisputed. He's much larger than Andrade. He's much larger than Roderick Strong that he worked with, you know? So he's this towering individual who kind of looks out of place on NXT because he's towering over everybody that he's in the ring with. What is he, 6'5", 6'6"? He's 260 pounds? Put him on the main roster. Put him on SmackDown Live. I'd love to see AJ Styles versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Or Drew McIntyre versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Drew McIntyre versus Kevin Owens. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Am I making you wet in the pants yet? I probably am. McIntyre is more than ready for the main roster. So, both PW Insider and Dave Meltzer are reporting that McIntyre was probably going to get called up to the main roster anyway after this event, if he was not hurt. And there would have been no point for Almas to lose this, because if Almas lost, then he probably would have went to the main roster and they probably would have banished him to 205 Live. And nobody wants that. Everybody is fearing for Hideo Itami's life right now on 205 Live. I got news on 205 Live again on Off the Script this week. And apparently WWE sent out a survey regarding 205 Live. Why aren't you watching 205 Live? Well, I don't fucking know. Maybe for the reasons that I've been complaining about for a full fucking year. You grounded the entire division. Nobody wants to see Hideo Itami on 205 Live. Nobody would want to see Almas on 205 Live. Not with Zelina Vega. Now he's a main event act. We all knew McIntyre was ready for the main roster. So with Almas now an NXT champion, now he might be looked at by different eyes for a different role. So after the fact, I was shocked when it happened, but after the fact, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking about it, and it was probably the right decision. It just sucks that an unfortunate injury had to happen during this match. Now, per report from Mike Johnson of PW Insider, it seems that McIntyre is already rehabbing the injury and is expected to be out for the rest of the year. He has an estimated return date for WrestleMania. So it's possible that McIntyre returns to NXT at New Orleans, or in New Orleans, or maybe a return at WrestleMania itself, or maybe they just save him for the SmackDown show or Monday Night Raw show following WrestleMania. Despite the speculation, nothing has been confirmed as of this report. This is from Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet. McIntyre went on Twitter on Monday, November 27th, to comment on the injury. McIntyre has proved to be an extraordinary talent inside the ring and has vastly improved since his first run with WWE. You'd have to be a blind man not to see it. After gaining some experience on the indies and reinventing himself in NXT, a main roster run for this former Intercontinental Champion should be very exciting. I see Drew McIntyre as a future world champion. I even see, and I may go further than that, I might be one of a select few who thinks this. Let me know what you guys think. I see Drew McIntyre being a future face of this company. He has the complete, total package for what a professional wrestler should be. Really. You talk about your Roman Reigns and guys you want at the forefront of your company. Drew McIntyre has all the tools to be just that and even better than Roman Reigns. That's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about that. Drew McIntyre aiming for a return in April of 2018. That was pretty much all the news I got for NXT, man. The rest of the news we got covered on Off the Script. Make sure you guys tune into the channel Friday at 11 a.m. Off the Script, episode 198. Part number 1 will go live, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. As far as NXT goes, man, it was a very, very fun show. Not a lot of storyline progression, but who cares? When you had to deal with Monday Night Raw, which was terrible this week, and SmackDown Live, which was boring and formulaic and very run-of-the-mill, NXT is always a breath of fresh air. So we had a lot of fun tonight on NXT with 3 matches, and they were very, very good matches, highlighting some of NXT's best talent. Before we get into the review, guys, I want to make sure you guys are aware we are still selling t-shirts, as always, on barbershopwindow.com. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. You guys can get any one of these designs, some of the best-looking podcast shirts in the business today, and the new Jinder Mahal Get Off My TV design, a take on your favorite Ghostbusters logo. And then we got the new Benched t-shirt, Eat, Sleep, Bench, Repeat, with the new Off the Script logo designed by @MikeWill87 right on that shirt. So make sure you guys go and do that. barbershopwindow.com/offthescript. Also, you guys have been coming out in full force. I want you guys to keep up doing it and support the show, man. I'm going to be mentioning this every video until we make the next round. Wrestling Radio Awards 2018. Their polling has begun. What I want you guys to do, if you want to show some appreciation for the hard work that goes into this channel and every video that I do, I want you to go to WrestlingRadioAwards.com, and I want you guys to vote for Show of the Year. You see it right there, Show of the Year. I want you guys to type in Off the Script with JD from NY. I want you to submit your vote, and I want you guys to cast your vote once a day, every day. Put that shit and favorite that shit in your browser, man. So, Show of the Year, Off the Script with JD from NY. Last year, we won Best New Show of the Year. And this year, I want to take it a step further. I gain nothing from this. I just want to see how we fare against the big boys. I know Jason Solomon, a.k.a. Solomonster, won this award 3 years in a row. I would love to dethrone the current king. And I want to see how Off the Script does against guys like that, man. Show of the Year, right here on WrestlingRadioAwards.com. Show of the Year. Submit your vote. Off the Script with JD from NY. Thank you guys so very much. The show started off tonight with the Street Profits versus a tag team that I am very, very, very much liking right now. Tino Sabatelli and my boy Riddick Moss. This is the first time we're actually seeing the Street Profits pretty much have a challenge in the NXT Tag Team division. They've been babied ever since they made their debut. This is their first real challenge in NXT. Before I even get into the match, man, it's nice when NXT has a change of scenery. You know, every now and then they get away from Full Sail University and they get away from that crowd. The crowd, though, a lot smaller than Full Sail in this Aztec Arena, I believe it was called, or the Aztec Coliseum. It was a very small building, but it was set up like a generic house show, and the crowd was lively. They were excited because they don't typically get NXT all the time, and when you put a product that you don't get all the time in front of people that never seen it before, they're going to be excited. Sometimes I feel Full Sail University is very spoiled, and you know, they get there, and after 1 or 2 weeks, that excitement level kind of dips, and then they get into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th show of the tapings, and they're kind of just bored, or they get burnt out. But I can't blame them. I would get bored after 4 hours of straight wrestling too, so it is what it is. But it's nice when NXT or any show gets away from the typical, you know, every week stint at Full Sail University or wherever, like the Impact Zone in Orlando. It was always nice to see Impact leave Orlando and be in front of a different crowd. But the Street Profits versus Tino and Riddick Moss. This was a very, very good tag team match, man. We had Riddick Moss and we had Tino Sabatelli in control of most of this match. Montez Ford was pretty much on the receiving end of double teams, and he was being beat down with Angelo Dawkins on the outside waiting for the hot tag. There was a nice combo of a flying forearm and a corner spear from Tino and Riddick Moss. Nice double team move. They were in control most of this match. Ford tries to get back at it with some knife-edge chops. It was a short-lived comeback, though, as Riddick Moss gains control again, grounding him in their portion of the ring. Moss went to seal this match and end it before Angelo Dawkins even got in. He went for a big stinger splash, but he gets a turnbuckle instead. Both guys make hot tags. We get Tino Sabatelli with the hot tag, and we get Angelo Dawkins with the hot tag. Dawkins goes for stinger splashes of his own on both men. Then he goes for round 2. He goes for a double dash of stinger splashes, but he eats a Tino Sabatelli elbow instead. Tino goes for the cover. Moss, at this point, on the outside, is trying to cheat to win. So Tino goes for the cover on Dawkins, but he instead tries to hold Dawkins' foot underneath the rope on the outside. The referee sees this, and he stops the count. At this point, Montez Ford just levels him with a senton off the apron, and at this point, Dawkins makes the blind tag to Ford. Tino is in trouble here. Dawkins hits a spine buster on Tino. Ford goes for the big frog splash off the top rope, and the Street Profits get a very, very nice victory over the team of Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. Nice challenge for the Street Profits. Exactly what I wanted to see. Now they move on to the next team, and I want to see them continue to be challenged. I want to see them continue to be pushed. These guys have a lot of momentum in the tag team divisions, in the tag team division of NXT. I am enjoying their act right now, as I am Tino and Riddick Moss. Hopefully these guys, you know, are continuing to be pushed as well, because they are very, very good at what they do, and they've come a long way. But the Street Profits have a ton of momentum, and I'd love to see what they can do if they're going to be vying for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Street Profits win here with a nice victory over Tino and Riddick Moss. Kairi Sane versus Peyton Royce, man. You know Peyton Royce is ready for a main roster run. She really is. Just by the way she is received when her theme music hits, man. You know people are loving Peyton Royce. She is more than ready for a main roster debut. Billy and Peyton Royce came out with matching t-shirts. Billy had I Love Peyton, and Peyton had I Love Billy on their t-shirts. It was a nice little touch for the iconic duo. This was very basic, man. You know, Peyton Royce got her generic offense in. Kairi Sane got her offense in. Sane went for the elbow smash in the corner, which she nailed right across the sternum of Peyton Royce. We have Kairi Sane just doing what she does, man, with the boots and the forearms and the backhanded fists. Sane connects with the insane elbow off the top rope. Pretty much, it was all Kairi Sane after that point. Peyton Royce got some offense in. Kairi Sane made the comeback, did her signature move. She walked the plank. She did the spear. She did the elbow. She did the flying elbow off the top rope. Easy victory for Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane must remain undefeated. Kairi Sane is going to be the one to take that NXT Championship off of Ember Moon. I am looking forward to that showdown whenever it happens, and believe me, it will happen. Kairi Sane wins with the insane elbow off the top rope, making quick work of Peyton Royce this week on NXT. Man, oh man, is Pete Dunne over, man. His music hits and the crowd goes fucking crazy. They just want to see Pete Dunne. And I'm watching this tonight, and I'm thinking, what can WWE do with these guys? Do you fuse them with 205 Live? Do you fuse them with the Cruiserweights? Do you put them on NXT? Do you make the UK Championship the mid-card title on NXT? These guys, all four of these guys, Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Mark Andrews, Pete Dunne, these guys are too good. They are too good to not be utilized week in and week out. I'm a big fan of all four of these guys. And you want to put Wolfgang on top of that, fine. You know, these guys are great at what they do. These guys, you can tell the difference just by watching this match, how different NXT operates compared to the main roster. These guys have no ball and chain. They got no handcuffs. They're allowed to do whatever they got to do to get over. And it was a great fucking match, man. If you put this tag team match on Monday Night Raw, half of the shit that they did in this match would not even be seen. That sucks. I love all four of these guys. And Pete Dunne especially, man. The guy is fucking over. People want to see him. I don't want WWE to suppress these guys anymore, especially with Tyler Bate, too. You know, every time these guys get in the ring, it's just great fucking wrestling. I could watch these guys wrestle all week. This was a great tag team match, man. Mustache Mountain. Trent Seven and Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews. If the team of Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews win, Mark Andrews wants to lobby for a UK Championship match. But that will not happen because Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne lost. We had a beautiful lariat from Trent Seven, the 7-star lariat executed on Pete Dunne. He makes the tag to Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne both uppercutting each other, one after another. A beautiful exploder suplex by Tyler Bate on Pete Dunne for a near fall. Andrews makes the tag, goes in, and he starts with some quick offense. Andrews gets caught by a knee by Tyler Bate. Andrews recovers, scales the ropes, but Pete Dunne, like a dick, tags himself in, and he did this a lot during this match. This was unfucking believable. We had Mark Andrews and Tyler Bate on the top rope. Mark Andrews did a Frankensteiner off the top rope. Pete Dunne, midair, caught Tyler Bate in midair from the Frankensteiner and delivered a sit-out powerbomb. You gotta watch it to believe it, man. A Frankensteiner from Mark Andrews on Tyler Bate to Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne catches him into a sit-out powerbomb. Absolutely beautiful fucking move, man. But he kicked out. It was a near fall, 2 count. Bate was able to get out. Then he delivers bop and bang to Pete Dunne. Both men are down. Bate made the tag to Trent Seven. Suplexes. We got another tag covered by Bate. Andrews kicks out, or Andrews makes the save rather. Bate then with a deadlift German suplex, and Dunne, mid-suplex, makes the hot tag to Mark Andrews. Very nice move there. Bate back up, sends Andrews, since he's the legal man, for an airplane spin. So Bate is delivering an airplane spin to Mark Andrews. Dunne again makes a blind tag while Andrews is spinning. So Bate has Andrews in the airplane spin while he's spinning around. Pete Dunne, you know, without Tyler Bate knowing, makes the blind tag. A straight right by Dunne. Bate rebounds with a springboard off the rope with a huge uppercut lariat. Bate then hits the Tyler Driver 97 for the win. Mustache Mountain picks up the victory here tonight in a great showcase match on NXT, man. All four of these guys need to be showcased on NXT. I don't give a shit what you do with them. Something has to be done. I don't see them having a full roster for a whole new show. Put the division on NXT. Do something with these guys, man. These guys, plus everybody else that's not being showcased, are too good at what they do to not be showcased to the WWE fans. Andrews Now won't get his title shot like I mentioned. He seemed a little upset that Pete Dunne had lost and got pinned by Tyler Bate. He wanted to help him up, did Mark Andrews. Pete Dunne said, fuck no. He backs away. Mark Andrews starts to walk out of the ring. Pete Dunne uppercuts him from behind. He delivers an absolutely beautiful fucking bitter end. Mark Andrews sold the shit out of that. And he leaves the ring with the championship title. And the crowd goes crazy for Pete Dunne as NXT goes off the air. Very, very good show, man. Not much storyline progression, but when you got fun matches like that, who really gives a shit? It's always a welcome sight, especially this week when Raw and SmackDown both were very, very lackluster programs for WWE TV, man. And that is your NXT review. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed NXT tonight, let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys right back here for some more gaming content. I got Fortnite Battle Royal uploading tomorrow, so that's been requested by many people. I'm giving you guys an episode tomorrow. Hopefully it does well. If you guys are interested in that, it'll be uploaded tomorrow afternoon. So make sure you guys check that out. And then Friday, I'll be back right here with Off the Script, episode 198, part number 1, to start your weekend going on into December, man. So make sure you guys look out for that. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up down below. It always helps out the video. Subscribe if you are new. Check out barbershopwindow.com/offthescript for your t-shirts. Patreon.com/JDFromNY206 if you guys want to pledge and support the podcast via that outlet. And WrestlingRadioAwards.com. Vote for Show of the Year and include Off the Script with JD from NY. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow right back here for more content on the channel. I'll talk to you later.